Well, that was an exciting end of the game, maybe a bit too stressful in my opinion, but then again, who cares? Because if we look at the table, surprise, surprise, Chelsea sit 6th, 60 points, Newcastle 57, Man United 57, Spurs 63, which means if we win our next game, Spurs somehow lose against Sheffield, we automatically go to the Europa League. Then, for the rest, we only need a draw. A draw is enough for us to finish 6th, and then technically speaking, we're also going to the Europa League because I don't really see Man United beating Man City in the FA Cup final. So, in my opinion, quite a turnaround by Pochettino's Chelsea, right? Remember where we were not so long ago? Nowhere near the European positions. Nowhere near the European positions. And now we might actually finish 5th. We might actually finish 5th. How crazy is that? That's what happens when you actually believe in the process, when you give the manager time. Despite all the injuries, which again, out of his hands, freak injuries week after week after week after week, somehow we might actually finish in the top 6. It's pretty crazy. And some people still think that we need to sack the manager and bring in who? Roberto De Zerbi? Roberto De Zerbi of today. If VAR actually did his job, we would have probably won this game quite comfortably. Let's be honest. By the way, next season, hopefully there will be no VAR anymore. I think that's a good idea because the whole thing of VAR has been a complete disaster. Referees suck. So what's the point even to have referees? But then again, it might be a story for another day. But let's talk about this game. The red card, Reece James, that's stupid. He misses the last game of the season, plus 3 games at the start of next season. Stupid mistake. Should have known better. He's our captain. He should definitely know better. Other than that, I mean, it wasn't the best of our games, right? If we're going to look at the stats right now, actually, this is the first half. For the first half, we had 8 shots. They had 4 shots. We had more passes and more touches, fine. But if you look at where all of our passes and all of our touches are, you're going to be quite disappointed because you can see it's mostly in our own half, which is not that great. And again, I wrote here, the first half showed what was going to happen when we got under pressure. When we get under pressure, we invited the opposition to attack us more and more and puts us in difficult positions where previously in the season, we would have conceded a goal, even though it's 1-0 for us at halftime. If we look at what happens at full time, yes, we spent more time in those positions in our half, but at least we tried to go a bit higher, right? And again, still on the right side of the pitch. We've seen that in the last game as well. We used the right side of the pitch way more than the left side. Maybe that's because Mudryk got switched. Maybe that's because we got Nkunku, which, by the way, Nkunku, I'll explain in just a second. But you can clearly see here where we spent most of our time. And like I said, first half shows what happens when you invite the pressure. Second half, I'm going back here. You can see Brighton also didn't do much in the first half. But what happens when you invite the pressure? Well, they keep on pushing. They pushed way more in the second half. Of course, in those last 10-15 minutes or so, we did play with 10 players, extreme pressure. And so when you now look at all the other statistics here, Brighton had more passes than us, more touches, still less shots, but they were getting there. If the game was going on for another 2 minutes, 3 minutes, they would have probably more shots as well. They had more possession as well. But then again, we know what happened throughout the season with Chelsea, right? We had more possession and we lost plenty of games. Overall, it's all about mentality, and we were there. Now, I do want to touch on the Nkunku aspect of this game. Of course, unfortunate that Mudryk got injured, but, I mean, one's dead is another one's bread. It's a saying in Dutch. Just go with it. Anyways, Nkunku came in, the quality just went up. You can actually see he has a high football IQ. Of course, still needs to get into the game. Unfortunately, there's only 1 game left for this season. I think he's going to start. Probably is going to start. Thiago Silva is going to start as well. It's at home. Finally, we also had that balloon celebration. All great. But this just prepares us to what's going to happen next season. Nkunku, Jackson, Palmer, maybe another experienced player coming in. Who knows? But you're getting to see what this team can do, is able to do when the player knows what his partner is going to do. Is he going to run from the inside or the outside? Does he know how to find the spaces? Does he know when to time his run? These things you learn when you play week in, week out with the same players. Now, next season, hopefully we will not get hit by so many injuries. One can hope. But I mean, if the last, 4 wins in a row now, and actually 1 loss in the last 14 games? If these things can prove anything, is that, well, next season is going to be quite an exciting season for Chelsea FC. Now let's analyze some of the things during the game. I first want to talk about this. This should have put the game to rest at the 54th minute. This wasn't even offside in my opinion, by the way. But even it was offside, okay? Jackson, what are you doing here? First option, you can pass the ball directly to Cole Palmer. Of course, this is a short pass, which we know he sometimes makes. It's a mistake. Or you can pass the ball, he's making the run and he continues and he will probably or score or pass the ball to Nkunku. Or you directly pass the ball to Nkunku. No, he doesn't do anything. What does he do? He continues to run with the ball. And then he almost reaches the box here. And what happens? Again, you have two options. One, either you put it here so that Cole Palmer can easily score, or you put it a bit further and you get to Nkunku. Neither happened. Then let's talk a bit about the Cole Palmer goal. Okay, Cole Palmer is here, nowhere near a goal-scoring position. I mean, Gallagher has the ball right now. There's no way that anyone thinks, oh, there's going to be a goal in exactly 5 seconds or so. No. You see here, Cucurella says, pass me the ball here, I'm making that run. He's like, okay, let me make that pass. Cucurella makes that run, Gallagher makes that pass, Palmer continues to run, sees here the space between the two Brighton players. This Brighton player, I can't really know who he is, but this Brighton player has no idea that Palmer is going to run behind him. Cucurella is like, YOLO, I'm putting the ball here in the danger zone, and I hope that someone is there to get it. There's obviously Mudryk and Palmer. He probably knows that as well. He puts the ball there, and then Palmer continues the run, sees the ball coming in, heads the ball into the net. And as you can see, this player right here from Brighton has no idea that Palmer is coming in. He's like already, oh, damn, I'm too late. Screw this. And it's a goal. Beautiful, beautiful goal by Chelsea. I know my description of this goal is going to be one for the ages. I also want to touch on 2 comments Todd Boehly made today in a conference. So he said here with regards to Chelsea's spending, we are not spending the money, we are investing the money. When we are spending, we are investing, and those players continue to hold their value. Well, I will have to disagree with that because I'm pretty sure that plenty of players have lost quite some value this season. Continues by saying, I argue the investments made at Chelsea have held their value. Again, I would have to disagree. With regards to the Chelsea project, we've got to be patient. Since Boxing Day, we are the 4th best team in the Premier League. When you look at what is going on now, it feels better and better. This, I agree. And that's not to say that I'm not demanding huge changes in the summer. I think a lot of players should not be at this club after the summer. I think we should be adding a handful of quality experienced players to this team. I don't want to see us sign another 5, 18-year-old players that barely have any experience at the highest level of football. Because then you're running into the same issues again and again and again and again. It just doesn't make any sense. Some players you're going to sell, yes, maybe some players we're going to raise cash by selling someone like Chalobah or Gallagher, in my opinion, mistake. But then again, when you spend so much money on players like, for example, Mudryk, Caicedo, Fofana, which, again, Caicedo, he has been performing quite well. Mudryk, we basically overpaid way too much. Fofana, we overpaid as well, and he's always injured. I made a video a long time ago talking about why we should be signing Gvardiol and not Fofana. Yeah, if only I was managing the club, but I'm not. Anyways, overall, for this game, we didn't play our best football, let's say, but who cares? We got the 3 points. That's the most important thing right now, is getting 3 points. Building a team that can collect as many points as possible is of the utmost importance. I don't care if we don't play tiki-taka football. As long as we get as many points as possible, we are going to win the league. We are going to win trophies. That's the most important. So that will be it for this video. Of course, do share your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.